Time is precious, and let's face it, nobody likes mopping the floor. So now you don't have to with the iRobot Braava. Okay, so those of you that are a regular subscriber to the channel will know I'm a big fan of robots. I already have the iRobot Roomba and the Neato XV Signature. And I've thought for a while about getting something that can take care of tiled laminate wood flooring. And I've read lots of opinions on the Scuba. I haven't tried it myself. I know a few people that have. It has really mixed kind of reviews, so I decided not to go for one of those. If anyone wants to share their thoughts or demo one, definitely interested in that. But I decided to go with the Braava, and I'll explain a little bit why as we kind of go into the review. So for me, I don't mind having to mop the floor in the sense, you know, some things if you leave it there, it gets, you know, quite, I guess, baked on. So it takes a bit of scrubbing. So I'm not expecting any kind of solution necessary to be able to tackle that. But you just don't want to be doing stuff all the time. And the particular floor tiles we have in the kitchen in the house, they're just generally a pain in the arse. They never really look super clean because you get kind of the watermarks, and it kind of doesn't show, you know, them looking really crystal clean unless you get down and polish them. So just the whole thing takes forever. So what I thought was, let's try the Braava out if it can complete the objective in two ways really. The first one, if you can do general mopping, and this will go around after and general kind of clean up, that would be great. Or if you did the mopping on a regular basis with the Braava, it would kind of keep on top of things, you know, just like the traditional robot vacs. And generally with the microfiber cloth, it pulls obviously some of the dirt away and have the floor just generally look shinier. So we got one, we're giving it a go, and I think it's pretty good. So it's kind of meeting expectation. Used it a few times now. It doesn't produce, I guess, as a cleaner finish as I would like, but I think it's also quite obvious why. You know, thinking about it retrospectively, it's so like ideally what I'd like would be to have no water stain residue left behind at all. So literally just a clean microfiber polished look. But obviously the Braava has wheels that it uses to obviously move up and down. So obviously they leave track marks. So obviously when the water dries, there is a slight residue, I guess, of the wheel tracks. I think it's because of the type of tile being so shiny that you notice. If you have a duller, less shiny tile, you're probably not going to notice it at all. But I think it's a marked improvement over what we had before. So just mopping leaves a lot of water residue. With the microfiber cloth approach, it really is pulling the water and the dirt away into the microfiber. And what I found is if you do a mop and then do the dry microfiber over the top as well, it kind of finishes off and it looks pretty good. So I'm happy with it. So if you decide to buy one of these Braavas, there's a couple in this 320 version. So this is the 320, which essentially is the most basic version. They also do a 320T. The main differences are the 320T comes with a water reservoir and a dock for the Braava to sit in. The reason I decided to go with the non-T version, two reasons. One is this is considerably cheaper. It's like £150 cheaper. You can buy the reservoir separately if you want. It costs about £20–30. And the dock isn't a kind of auto dock. It's basically just a cradle that it sits in. So I'm happy to charge this manually just by plugging the charger into the bottom. If I decide to get the water reservoir in the future, you know, I'll pay the £30. But for me, I think this is like £140 right now. So I think pretty good value for money in terms of what it represents. So if you buy it, what do you get? As you expect, you get a user manual. You get 2 cleaning cloths. You get this blue one, which is for the mopping purposes.
And you get this white one, which is essentially for, I guess, the dry dust purposes. So both of them are kind of obviously iRobot branded. I honestly think you could use any microfiber cloth and it would be absolutely fine. Another reason why actually I chose this model over the latest one, which is the Braava Jet, is the Jet decides what mode it's in based on what pad you put in. So it's a pad as opposed to a cloth. So again, I think you're probably going to be more locked into having to purchase specific products. And I'm assuming that you can't wash the pads or put them in a washing machine. Obviously with a microfiber cloth, put it in a washing machine, give it a nice wash, and it's good to go again. So that's a good thing. You also get a charging cable, obviously, a 3-pin UK plug for here. You get this little thing, and you may be thinking, what is this? It's basically the navigation unit. So what you do is you put this kind of facing into the room that you want to clean. So if I press it now, you'll see this little blue light start flashing. And what it's doing is it's sending essentially signals up into the ceiling and then down to the Braava as it's cleaning to help it navigate the area. I think it's called North Star navigation, if memory serves me correctly. So you turn the cube on, then when you turn the Braava on, it will also turn to a solid light, and then it can go about doing its business. It seems to work pretty well. You see there's 3 lights on the front of the Braava, and I'm pretty sure that's giving some indication of the communication to the North Star, so it can navigate itself around. And then here we have the Braava 320 itself. So you can see obviously pretty much like the picture on the box. This 320 is white, the 320T comes in black. So similar to the Roombas, if you use them before, there is a bumper feature, so when it bumps in, it can navigate itself around. There's also an end sensor, so obviously if it's coming up to the edge of units or walls, it should be able to detect that, and you do see it slows down as it approaches. I'm assuming this top section here is from the IR or something for this GPS navigation, as they call it, but obviously it's not GPS. On the front, it's really basic and simple. It's another thing I really like about it. So you've got 3 buttons. First one in the middle is a power light. When this is charging, it pulses red. When it's fully charged, it goes to blue. And when it's running, that light is blue as well. And we have 2 modes. One is the sweep mode. So this is when you're using the white microfiber cloth. And the second one that looks like a water drop, that is obviously mop mode, when it uses the blue cloth. You'll see in a couple of time-lapsed videos for both the cleaning modes, when it's in sweep, it literally follows a relatively decent straight line up and down. I have to say I guess the OCD part of me is frustrated it doesn't go in a dead center straight line, but it's close enough. And then when it's in mop mode, it kind of goes in a kind of an interesting oscillated motion. So kind of a sweeping angle motion. So it kind of goes out to the left and back, out to the right and back, moves forward a little bit. So you get good overlap, which I think is important when you're trying to clean up all that crap that you've got on your floor. If we look underneath, again, really basic. Set of wheels that obviously has movement to tackle unevenness in tiles or transitioning from a tile to laminate surface. And here is where you attach your microfiber cloth to. So if I just set this down, you see this is on magnets, so it simply just pulls off, and then behind you have essentially the grippers where you grip this into. So I just give you an example with the blue cloth here. You simply set it down, put the blue cloth in the middle, so I'll just move this out of the way so you can see it a bit easier. Put the cloth down, put this gripping section into the middle, fold it in, stick it down into the groove, do that along on both sides. So this is like a 30-second job. Make sure that things look relatively even. Take this back, offer it up to the magnets. Job done, set it down,
ready to mop. So yeah, I think it's good. I'm happy with it for the price. So I think, you know, 130, 150 pound mark. It does a good job. Like any robot, right? It's a deluxe item. It isn't something for everybody. So I'm not trying to convince you that it's super cheap and a bargain. But I think if you're someone that likes to keep your floors clean, if you've got kids and dogs and people walking in with wet shoes, especially in the winter, I think this is going to be amazing. Just kind of pop it on, watch, you know, when you go off to watch TV, and then come back later and everything's nice and clean. As with these other robots, still frustration that people moan how slow it is. It is slow, I guess for two reasons. One, it's trying to be relatively thorough, and it doesn't need to be fast. The whole idea of these things are that, you know, it's doing the work so you don't have to whilst you're off doing something more important. So obviously, depending on the size of the area, you know, it's going to take as long as it takes, I guess, is the short version. But I think it's really good. I guess the only thing you need to plan a little bit more with this. So I would say it does take longer than a robot Hoover in mop mode, because it's got to do more than just sweeping stuff about. So if you have it in a high traffic area such as a kitchen, then, you know, use your brain and just kind of time things a bit better. So show you 2 time lapses now of both in mop mode and in sweep mode, and then you'll see kind of how dirty the cloth was at the end of each of those. So I think important things to think about is this isn't going to remove super stuck on stains on the floor. So if you've spilt pasta, you know, on Monday and you're running this thing on Saturday, don't expect it to kind of clean up that stubborn stain. You have to put a bit of elbow grease in to clean it up. But if you've just spilt the pasta and then you put it on, I think it's probably going to do a pretty good job of cleaning everything up. Obviously, be realistic. If you've spilt the whole bowl on the floor, you're going to have pasta getting squeezed all over the place. So yeah, just use your common sense. I think it's good. Like I said, in this video you'll see the floor, I would say, was relatively clean before, so there was no sort of super dirty marks that I was trying to expect it to get up. But you can see, you know, the blue cloth is still pretty dirty, and then I run the sweep mode directly after, and you see that it still picks up some dirt in sweep mode. So I'm happy with it. Similar with the iRobot Roomba, there is some erraticness to the path it takes, which is, it's just odd, but I'm sure it's a reason. And like I said, I don't get hung up about it, because as fascinating as these things are to watch, the whole idea is you're not watching it, you're off doing something more valuable, you know, with friends and family instead. So I recommend getting the Braava. If you've got £150 to spare, if you see it come up in a deal on Amazon or something, definitely check it out. Got this handy handle as well. Like I said, if you buy the 320T that has the dock, it actually docks this way down, which is a bit strange, because, you know, you pick up with a handle and then how do you kind of manage to dock it? So obviously you still have to manhandle it a little bit. So I think it'd be better for the handle to be on the top like it is on the Roomba, but I'm sure they have their reasons. So hope this video is helpful. Leave a comment if you've got one and you think differently. Leave a comment if you buy one and you agree. Definitely interested to hear your experiences. Enjoy the time lapse, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.